There are heaps of good books out there about setting and holding healthy boundaries, and I have absorbed more than my fair share of them. And I don't intend to replicate and go over what's covered elsewhere. So let's cut to why does this matter for you at work, and how can you integrate healthier boundaries into your work relationships as a team member, as a colleague, or as a leader. So setting boundaries with colleagues, clients, customers, it's crucial for trusting, safe and appropriate working relationships. You establish realistic expectations of what people can expect from you and what you can expect from them. And this helps with being honest, a bit more honest maybe, about what you can and what you can't do. Meaning you can do your work or offer your service or product with integrity, rather than that awful feeling of falling into a trap of overpromising and maybe under-delivering. Or maybe an equally disconcerting pattern of undervaluing and then over-delivering with all of the things that go with that and the negative consequences. Healthy boundaries are also key in protecting yourself against exhaustion and ultimately burnout, because it puts a priority on your health and well-being whilst also being considerate to the needs of other people. Key to compassion at work is upholding your boundaries while respecting the boundaries of other people. Without effective, healthy boundaries, you'll tend to maybe drift into allowing people to interact with you in ways that aren't acceptable to you. And what can then happen is definitely this feeling of feeling critical of the other person and judgy about them, ultimately feeling quite resentful. And when resentment festers in relationships at work, whether you're aware of it or not, it quietly gnaws away in the background. And if you don't express it, it leaks out and seeps out in your interactions, in your attitudes and behaviour with other people. In turn, this makes it really difficult to offer these other people compassion or understanding. So think of it a bit like this: oil and water. Resentment and compassion don't mix. If I feel resentful towards you, it's a real struggle, isn't it, for me to show you genuine care and compassion, or even respect. Teams where boundaries are blurred or continually breached are far less likely to work with care and consideration for each other. What tends to happen is that they will end up in a resentful, self-protective pattern of survival. And when colleagues and teams become more effective at setting, discussing, creating and holding mutually agreed boundaries, this not only supports healthier interactions, but it also leads to better outcomes. And it provides crucial role modelling by setting this as the way of working as a norm rather than as an exception. Yet, although it's clear why boundaries are so important, many leaders and people at work find it really difficult to navigate this territory of setting boundaries. Since the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic, I've done extensive and wide-ranging work helping leaders, teams and their colleagues across many sectors develop and embed healthier boundaries in their work together. And something happened early on. I noticed in this work a pattern. Without wanting to oversimplify it, I basically observed that most people were desperate to say no more often and yet really struggled to do so. Do you recognise that at all? Together with my colleague Georgia Twigg, we developed the menu of yes, which has now been used by thousands of leaders in their own practice, with their teams, and together to create a new way of placing healthy boundaries at the heart of their joint work. Balancing the need for results with sustainable expectations. So what's on the menu with the menu of yes? What kind of yes are you going to choose? A wholehearted yes is one option. If my needs are met and so are yours, I can give and choose a wholehearted yes. But if your needs are met but mine aren't, this tends to be the slippery slope to being resentful. And so you're offering a yes, but it's a resentful yes, with all of the problems that goes with that. How about a generous yes? This is on the menu. If my needs are met, but yours aren't, this is often considered selfish or self-centred. Yeah, have you heard of that? Maybe it's something you struggle with. If I say no, or if I put conditions on my yes, is that a selfish thing to do? So here's a reframe, and it's really important. For many reasons, this is not a selfish yes. It's a generous yes. It's a generous thing to do. And finally, on the menu, if you choose it, is a risky yes. So this is when your needs aren't met, and neither are mine. And it's a potential danger zone in our work. Yet I see so many people at work and in teams functioning a lot of the time in risky yes, as if it's a norm, where we're all going along with things and saying yes, even though when we think about it, it doesn't really meet my needs or yours, or possibly even our clients' needs. Each time you say yes, you're choosing one of these off the menu of yes, although you might not be aware of it. Learning to choose carefully from the menu of yes and intentionally, and understanding the consequences of each of these yeses, it can really transform how you use boundaries to keep yourself well, how you get your best from yourself at work, and also how you build trusting, considerate relationships which balance respect for yourself and consideration for other people. I'll be diving deeper into each aspect of the menu of yes in future videos, so don't miss out. Click subscribe and like to learn how to put this into practice at work in really practical terms. Follow the links below to download practical resources on all things relationships and culture at work. Or for a full practical guide, get a copy of my book, The Culture Trap, available now from Amazon, Waterstones and Apple Books. I'll see you next time.